Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. This video is about a king's rage. This video is about a king's wrath. A king's rage and a king's wrath. Scriptures should be on the screen. I put them together for you. A king's rage is like the roar of a lion, but his favor is like dew on grass. A king's rage is like the roar of a lion, but his favor is like dew on grass. Now keep in mind, the opposition view is full of clowns, complete idiots. They are stupid. You think about the difference between me, the top martial artist ever possible, and some Ronald McDonald, Pee Wee Herman type, some sissy fool, some Jacob Rothschild type, Ren and Stimpy, or some guy who tries to act tough in the military or in the corporations or politicians. They try to act real mean and tough. They're a clown. They do not fear me enough to say Christ is there and I'm going to rally to him. So they're just a coward and a clown. I don't respect them at all. The Bible talks about the cup of God's wrath, and you see that they're drunk off the blood of the saints. A king's wrath strikes terror like the roar of a lion. Those who anger him forfeit their lives. So they're forfeiting their souls and their offspring's souls and their chance at a worthwhile life. For what? For LGBT thinking, white supremacists, Jewish supremacists. And how stupid could they be? We see in Proverbs 20, verse 8, it says, when a king sits on his throne to judge, he winnows out all evil with his eyes. Right? The sun, the moon, the patterns in nature. What do I see in you people, and why? Have I not established the throne in righteousness? Do I not detest wrongdoing? So I see the evil in you. I see that you're undeserving. You're unworthy. I see you're some kind of obnoxious cowards. Some kind of feeble worms. And inside of you, your souls are like Krang. If you make the kind of decisions that only monsters would make. For example, during colonialism, when the so-called white man came with the ships and they're raping and killing everyone, bragging, talking about the right of conquest, while some people have their heads down, acting like Eeyore from the cartoons. Some people fought to the death. Some people similarly say maybe something good will come in the future. And as time went on, it became more and more clear that nothing good was going to come until the technologies made it crystal clear that only a lunatic who's a monster would reproduce. If you're a female, get your tubes tied. Why am I angry? Why is there wrath? The wrath of God being conveyed through me? Well, because you people cheat me out of my right to lead because you're evil. And those who don't know what's going on here, people keep saying stupid things. It's like, well, some people don't know. They're in the spirit of those who do. And their forefathers and foremothers, just like you're handing over your children, those of you who had children, to be evil, to be trained by evil, white, Jewish, and LGBT supremacists. Okay? They handed you over. And they handed them over. And as a result, no one's obeying God through me. It's in your very reproductive cycles. The springs that are turning into blood, that have turned into blood, like the blood of a dead person. The offspring and the springs that are like the blood of a dead person. The body without the spirit is dead, like faith without works is dead. When you don't have the works of obeying God through me, you're dead to me and God, and my wrath is burning. And when they hack my brain trying to pretend they're important, these insignificant rich Jews, insignificant rich whites, insignificant military, insignificant rich LGBT people, and their servants, okay? Their families cook to the extreme. They rot more and more. They know damn well what they're doing is going to cost them dearly and forever. And they know it's going to cost their offspring. They know they're a coward. How can you know you're a coward to that degree and feel tough or empowered? It is laughable. Okay, so really quickly, I added some more scriptures to the screen. They hacked my phone because they never grew up. But we see in Proverbs 16, Verse 10, that God's verdict is on the lips of a king. His mouth shall not, or should not, give an unfair judgment. Now, who's the king, right? It's verse 12, the throne is established in righteousness. New Living Translation, justice, that's me. We see in verse 14, it says, a king's wrath is a messenger of death, but the wise will appease it. So the king's wrath is a messenger of death. A king's rage is like the roar of a lion, and a king's wrath strikes terror like the roar of a lion. The Lion of Judah, the righteous and intense, taught martial arts ever possible. That's why the word lion is used to communicate that intensity. So it's pretty straightforward. Now, people are playing some kind of Freemasonic game. They're doing something funny where a lot of people pretend to be this, that, and the other thing. There's team takeovers as a result of their failed social orders. Again, I'll leave you with this question. What is the difference between someone who directly molests a child in an organized manner as part of a large network of child molesters and people who are part of a large network seeking to benefit from things like that, to control women and derive pleasure, including sexual pleasure? And a lot of them are homosexuals. Do you really think that white supremacists, Jewish supremacists, and people in LGBT culture are the masters of life and martial arts and religion? If you do, you're insane.